create, and then let's go. No music this time, no long introduction. Honestly speaking, truthfully speaking, I really want Nolan Wells' mother and father to catch wind of this. I want to hammer it some more. I'm standing on something. Tristan Sheppard is not telling the truth. I hate the fact that although I must say it was smooth, it was smooth. Just because Ben Crump was 96 hours behind the ball, there's many more of us that are guardians of the grail. We was out here. I being one of them. I'm standing on Tristan Sheppard. He not telling the truth. And I tell you something else too. He wanted to make it his business to interrupt the flow. At least Christine was honest when she was asked the question. Going back to that first video, that short little cut of somebody having it out on or about the beach. From my understanding, they were saying, give me my effing phone. What are y'all doing with my effing phone? When Christine was asked, she was honest. She said she didn't know. She couldn't tell. All other people are batteries not included. The coach that Op Tatum keeps referring back to as well, no, it's not alleged. He did say on camera, that wasn't Nolan's voice. Tristan Sheppard, on the other hand, whether one think it's fair, not fair. I mean, at this moment, it don't really matter to me. It still don't change the fact that boy not being honest. He's not. One of my main issues, what's going on, Libra? And one of the first things that stood out to me, Christine and Elmo, I'm talking about pretty early off, his timing. The momentum was set at the time. We have a conversation, argument, fight, breakdown, discussion on who And what are y'all doing with my effing phone? To be fair, on the subject of a phone, that itself has carried this discussion as far as it has gotten, all the way to the point of retrieving the phone. Christine told, I don't understand what Warren was doing. I don't understand people jumping on board as if Christina was caught in a lie. I remember what she said. She didn't deny talking to Warren. They just feel some type of way because they're not considered from Nolan's mother's mouth, as well as his father, that they don't fall up under the title of best friend. And if that made them feel some type of way, or they became emotional, they should have just did what they were doing, remain silent. Tristan, on the other hand, I'm hot on his trail. It is what it is. He's not being truthful. And I got a problem with that. I got a problem with it due to the timing, the momentum, and then really just getting down to the core of, and then, okay, like I said, people can feel what they want to feel about Ben Crump. I have my own issues with Ben Crump. But I'm a straightforward person. At the time and under certain circumstances, enemy of my enemy can be my friend. My issue with Tristan Sheppard, in a nutshell, not going to be here long at all. When he came into this on the following week, around Tuesday or Wednesday, let me see, can I give you, so that would have been, see, the 13th I should remember because my mom died on the 13th. So I should remember that. That would have been on, it seemed like that Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. So we're talking around the 14th, 15th. At least when I caught wind of it, he had already beeline to Rolling Stone, that was kind of odd to me in the first place. Then through TMZ, or maybe I have it backwards. Nevertheless, I don't have this backwards. That boy, to this day, has never quoted his own self of who one was he talking to, who took his phone, to the point that he's yelling, "Give me my effing phone." Why did they take his phone? He comes in at the beginning of the video interview with Tatum saying, painting this picture that this all got started because I wanted to go hang with my boys. You never heard it about that anymore. That was grand open, grand closing. Grand open, grand closing. You never heard anything else after that. That one time mentioning of later on, and then my girl was tripping because I wanted to go hang with my boys. See, I was trying to hang with my boys. Da 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 da. Never was said. He moves on to where I do think he's telling the truth. I believe, although I don't know, I believe it's possible him and his girlfriend got into it. He drunk, dropping shit in the water, so on and so forth. Cup, she mad, you gonna buy me another one. I can hear, feel all of that. But to come out almost 11 days, in between 8 to 11 days later, after Team Nolan them were really, really on top of that video of the person saying, "Give me back my phone." We locked in. Mother Nolan couldn't say one way or the other. Father wasn't asked. And then out of the blue comes Tristan, Christine, and Elmo. Out of the blue, here he comes. And he's saying, yo, 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 that was me. Not even necessarily at war with you guys at that time. He done jumped on team who's against Crump. Sorry to admit to this, Christine and Elmo. I hate to be the one, but this is Kazan's truth. You guys are the tennis ball. Poop, doom, that, pat, doom, doom. Y'all are the tennis ball right now. I'm trying to make them put the whole game in the closet. Tristan not being truthful. When Tristan comes out and says that was him, therefore Crump them don't know what they talking about, and they down here. This is the beginning. This is the opening to where we're at today. Everybody's lawyered down. This boy has had more lawyers involved. Nolan, may the young brother rest in peace. He done had more lawyers involved thus far than OJ's case. Almost more than Young Thug's case. Before Nolan body was found. Someone said if the roles were reversed, and the sad part about it is, if the roles were reversed, Nolan's own people would be on board that. Tristan says this is him saying, "Give me my effing phone." But he's never, ever, ever, ever repeated those words again. Y'all have settled with that little dirty dirt dabbler, hat backwards, arms folded, one spot talking about death gifts. salt and pepper, i.e. black and white. He's sending somebody a signal he do not fool, care, love, feel anything for the Negro side of his blood. He said that. That has to hold something. And then the fact he's never, ever once repeated it, answered the question, hasn't even been asked the question. That's why I'm on the verge about the disrespect. It takes a lot of heart to get up here on video, live. To the listening people, shh, man, listen. Sometimes you won't be able to really cry about how they shoot and throw you anything. Especially when it's right there in front of your face and you don't question nothing. TMZ, ABC, Brandon Tatum. Nobody asked him, which gets me to thinking, although I could be wrong. But it does make me stop and say, Christine and Elmo, you know now. You may have had an idea, but you know now. You dealing with some people that got some power. And your baby's already made the ultimate sacrifice. I don't think, in my opinion, I think it's probably time to call the cavalry in. If you got a young man who's claiming to be your son's best friend, on the introduction of him, not your son, him coming in late for class. Your son was already in the class. This is his story now. When he first meet Nolan, he comes into class late. And Nolan asks him to borrow a pencil. That's the introduction. The nerve of him. Now, there are Americans, as you can see, they will buy that. Oh, Nolan in class unprepared. And then here comes this nice guy, Tristan, to come in and let Nolan borrow. They'll buy that. These are also your voters. These are your voters too. Mm-hmm. 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 Why nobody didn't never ask Tristan? Even when Brandon Tatum opened the door, he did that. Say what we want to say about, including myself. I'm not leaving nobody out there by themselves, including me. The truth is, Brandon Tatum asked him, so what's this, I'm having your phone. And that Tristan answers with, yeah, that was me yelling. And then directly leaves there and goes straight into basically, nah, Crump. You thought you had something, but see, that was really me. But then later he comes back and actually tells you about the altercation. But he's gone. He's got there earlier. He got there first. He helped them anchor. He's the one chilling with his girl. Maybe he was chilling with the boys after he helped them anchor. He fast forward. He passed Nolan. He make a jug at him. A jug means he made fun of him. He hiked on him about this mystery girl who is alleged to not be a mystery. Christine and Elmo, only you know if that part is true. On my end, she's still a mystery. I'm just saying. She's just a mystery. I don't know. They acting like they don't know the girl. Early off, they were making her sound like a garden tool. Yeah, you know how I didn't know Nolan met her, and you know they did their thing on. I'm thinking, like, what, all these people, really? Dang, it's a good thing I'm not even though I know I could never be a racist. They just set the girl out there. Dang. I got so heated on that. She's not my daughter. She's not even in my group. I'm Adolf. She European. Parent to parent, dad to dad. If that girl father would have went and smacked this one particular blogger, I totally would have understood. Don't just set that girl out there like that. Like, oh, she just jumped off a boat, came out the rest of her stuff, and there they is. Come on, man. Show me where his mind was at. Come here, Tristan. You think I done got off subject. Come here. Eat. Come here. Come here. Come here. Come here. You have to make him come here. Yeah, you have to make him come here. I kid you not. It's like pulling in one of these. Come here.
You help me understand the fight a little better, because I interviewed Warren, who's your friend, and he had made mention that his brother was involved.
Warren lied too. Somebody need to go back and make him and watch him stutter all over himself. Somebody need to go back. I done chose Tristan. Somebody else can handle Warren. Now, if you don't want to, and I have to, I will. I will. I know his testimony. Almost inside out. Almost. Not like I know this one here. Somebody needs to open up the conversation with him. Did you see Nolan at 3 o'clock like you said at first? Or did you see him at 4:30 as you're getting ready to leave? Which one is it? And then shut up. Christine, I can show you how to, hey, listen, I'm going to tell you, you got to turn them in on each other. You got to turn them in on each other. They already called Tristan. You may not never be able to get a copy of those phone records. That phone call would not be in the first 72 hours of Nolan coming up missing. That call wasn't made yet. They did do one thing that was pretty smooth. A lot of us probably wouldn't have did that. I would have. That's why I could see right through it. They went radio silent, and they let you build the story for them. And then when they got Good and Tea ready, because you got to remember now, Ocean Springs is not New York. It's not Chicago. Hell, it's not even Jackson, Mississippi. It's not Atlanta, Georgia. It's not Miami. It's not LA. Not Jacksonville, Florida. It's not Montgomery, Alabama. It's not Mobile, Alabama. Hell, Pascagoula has an east and west. It's not even as big as Pascagoula. You can tell I know what I know because I live here on the Gulf Coast. Y'all folks 45 minutes down the road from me, man. I would have did the same thing. They went on radio silent. Let y'all build the story, and then made some phone calls. Everybody branched out. There was probably one meeting because time was the essence. It was vital to its state. Don't need to be that much phone record. Tristan, though, on the other hand, and because they was on radio silence, letting us, y'all, we, them build the story, see where the split is at, get a line in between the split, and then lean it a little bit. And that's how you get a Tristan and a Warren coming out here to do an interview. But before that, they had to take care of something. They had to take care of that video of who I assume is Nolan. Since the boy phone been the topic of the story, why stop now? Why that can't be the opening of it? Give me my phone. I don't want to get on that. I want to get on the boat. I can't. What are y'all talking about? Man, give me my phone. Stop playing. Tristan said that that's him. To never bring it up of who he was talking to. Why was that subject particular wrapped around, focused on, give me my effing phone? Not know I said something to my girlfriend and the dude felt like I disrespected her, and him being the hero, he gonna check me. He checked me and he knocked my ass upside my head. Never. On no station, no interview, none. And these people got zillions of followers. I call them the yup crews. Dang. And this is America. These people vote. We pass these people in the public every day. They let that slide. Everybody from Ben Crump to Bart's attorney to Warren's dad to Elmo. Nobody ain't pulled that boy. Yo, listen, start there. Find out why he chose to do that. He wasn't in that. And he tried to kind of travel it along the side of Javon's story. And at the same time, all of this is going on. All these names y'all done learned, other than people telling him, boy, you crazy. I was heckling him about the girl he was with. And then y'all get to run around here tripping because somebody alleged that that girl, and damn it, Bart, is one story within itself. That can't be true. Y'all, that can't be true. No, that can't be true. And I'm gonna get a lawyer to tell y'all that ain't true, and y'all better stop saying that. Meanwhile, Tristan said, give me my effing phone. To never ever tell y'all, not one time. Matter of fact, he ain't never even said the words on no interview. He's never uttered the words, yeah, I was telling him to give me my effing phone because fill in the blank.
Involved in the fight. So, can you explain who actually started fighting, and were you fighting his brother, or were you fighting somebody else? Like, how did that happen?
Yeah, and I can see now, especially, it's all been blown out of proportion. But so originally, I'll go back a little couple steps. Original, me and my girlfriend, I wouldn't even call it an argument. She was upset that I lost the lid to her koozie. I dropped it in the water. Generally speaking, that's how it started. And I dropped her lid, her new koozie in the water. And so she started to let me hear it and basically told me I was paying for it. And she was really upset with me and mad about it. And I needed to kind of sober up a little bit. And so we're walking back. And during that time, this guy that I'm not friends with, I know of him. I don't know him. I didn't even recognize him when I got in an original fight. He butted himself into my conversation and basically was telling me how I needed to handle or address the situation with my girlfriend. And man, we weren't even yelling at each other. We weren't arguing. It was more along the lines of, I literally told her, I was like, man, I just want a beer. And she was like, well, go get one, blah, blah, blah. Well, when I said that, she had ducked her head underwater, and he had walked up, and he told me that I needed to watch how I talked to my girlfriend. And I looked at him, and I told him, I was like, this has nothing to do with you. We're good. This has nothing to do with you. And he sat there, and he was like, well, I'm going to tell you, I better not hear it again. And I looked at him, and I was like, you need to excuse yourself from the situation. And after I came out, he swung. He threw the first punch. And we went back and forth. I remember at one point in time, I look over and I see my uncle, and my uncle's yelling at me to get in the boat. I stopped fighting. As soon as me and him made eye contact, I got in the boat, I'm sorry. And I listened to my uncle.
And what was Warren's brother involvement in this?
And so I was getting there. So when I'm on the boat and they're trying to cool me down, I'm trying to get back off the boat because I see the crowd forming up on the island. Well, my little brother and Carter are like really good friends, like best friends, I would say. He's over at our house all the time.
Has anybody heard? And then I told him, first of all, don't check me while I'm checking my chick. 2, give me my effing phone. What are you doing with my effing phone? Give it to me. Did anybody hear that yet? While y'all playing?
Carter heard him still talking crap as he's getting out of the water, and I'm on the...
I see why I will never be, they would never ever let me be up there in them big numbers. No, I'll tell you one thing. Go over to the K Factor. Had a similar situation, kind of like this. East of me, right down the street, Fort Walton, Okaloosa County, where that sheriff deputy shot that kid. He was like a captain in the Air Force, 25 years old, no children, no trouble. Do you know how smart you have to be a captain at 25 in the Air Force? You have any idea what your academic skills would have to be like? Anyways, the boy's in there talking to his girlfriend on video. There ain't nobody there but him. Not only the deputy, but the deputy did what he did. I got that part. The part that ticked me off, though, was the role of the media. It's a good thing. What's up, my time? Mother Forson might not never know who I am. I got over 10,000 clicks on that thing. It's a good thing I caught that and recorded it on the very first story when it first came out. Something said, I better jump on this. I recorded it. And then I fell back. I didn't do anything with it. The next thing I know, the media done cut all types of places. And all they show is the deputy going up to the door, knocking on the door, announcing himself. Boy, open up the door. And that's not what happened. They were playing with that. In my opinion, that deputy was playing. Out there playing that hero shit. Slick shit. Knocked on the door. He stepped to the side. He didn't say nothing. He stepped to the right side of the door if you're facing it. Knock, 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 knock. He stepped to the left side. That's playing to me. Boom, he passes the door, go back over to the right side. Knock, 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 knock. No announcement. Not saying anything. Then he gets right directly in front of the door. And although, no, I cannot see it on his body cam of him doing it, but everything in me, based off of his body motion, he put his thumb over the peephole, knocked on the door, said sheriff, deputy. Folsom opens up the door. The gun is pointing down to the floor on his side. That man put 6 shots in that kid. He put six shots in him. That kid died. I said, well, you know one thing for sure. His quadrum, if they had any love for that boy, they're not going to let that ride. The point of that is, if I had not a court, this history was my major, fam. 2, I've been a trainer. I'm an expert to the best of my ability of what I have, whether it's a newspaper and the stories on page 4 in a little square box down at the bottom. Everybody else looked over it because they were trying to look at the sales or they were looking for a job. I saw it. Do a lot of yah-yah on the radio, cracking them over their head. I'm like, wow, people really don't pay attention. It's a good thing I caught that video at the very beginning. Because as far as the media was concerned, the way that they put it out, as if he walked up, said sheriff department, the boy pulled the gun on him. And then they start trying to, well, maybe he was this. Over 10,000 clicks. Go check it out. It's over on the K Factor. K's on the K Factor. Go down and check the clips. Let me bring this to an end here. Because I'm still waiting on, give me my FKING phone.
The boat and the situation is done and over with, right?
Right.
Well, he sees him talking crap, so Carter gets up and more along the lines of defending me. And for what? He was like, well, if you got a problem with Tristan, we can handle it right here.
So what's the racial breakup of these people that are involved?
See, that means nothing to me. I don't give a darn if they were polka dot, zebra stripe, checkerboard, rainbow, white as sand, black as tar, yellow as the sun, or green as grass. That shit don't make me no never mind. I want to know where the is the phone part. Christine, hey, don't let this little dirt dabbler. Hey, I'm giving you a gem. Pin his ass down. Pin him down. He gonna break. He gonna break. Now, what you're gonna get from him is gonna be secondhand. Because he wasn't there. He done cut the fool, been put on a boat, according to Unc. He going back to the mainland. That concludes that part. Give me my effing phone. The boy never said them words out of his mouth. Not on that video and not to this date. He never said it, which means he's lying, which means, therefore, you have a right to go back to that spot. Don't you let this one little... Y'all finna be played by him. Him? Tristan Sheppard. That's who's gonna be the player.
So the guy that you fought was
White.
white.
I'm the only black guy involved in this whole entire thing.
Yeah.
And
Him. This. He gonna outsmart TMZ, ABC, Rolling Stone. I can't even say Tatum. I can't. Tatum pressed them on it. Hold on.
famous or going viral, that part didn't shock me. Thinking about it,
Hold on.
turning it as like somebody's harping down.
What's the craziest lie that you've seen floating around there?
Hold
She's
on.
just looking for the time to kill you. You need to be careful.
White young men, they're getting all kind of death threats. They're being accused of killing Nolan. Did you get the same backlash and threats that some of those guys have gotten?
I promise, if you're talking about Ocean Springs as a whole, Ocean Springs is going to have Ocean Springs back.
I believe that.
Just your normal death gifts, I would say.
Oh my God. Hold on.
Yeah.
They told us to get on social media. The water from 9:45 to... It was
What day are we talking?
So that's Sunday morning.
Sunday.
I'm trying to get to where
He's
Tatum
probably
asked
just
him.
out somewhere with that girl. Like, get a hold of the girl, you'll probably find Nolan. It's no big deal.
The girl.
Thing. And Nolan, Warren gets on the phone and he's just like...
It's like they wanted to protect the girl in the beginning too.
My brother coming in the room being like, hey, Warren's trying to get a hold of you. Last thing I told Nolan was, all right, buddy, and left because I was so upset, as Javon mentioned.
Okay,
Said
hold on.
immediately he knew it wasn't Nolan's voice.
All right, here we go.
And obviously it wasn't Nolan's voice because you were the one
Yeah,
that
that's
was
me yelling, yeah.
in there yelling. And you got into an altercation with somebody. What happened after that? Like,
Oh, Tatum didn't never say. He brung it up, but he didn't even mention the phone.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I want to get a few more details.
Hold on.
And pick everything up because I know all these people are going to be drunk and they're not going to want to do the extras that nobody sees about going out on the boat, right? And so I told Wyatt that, and oops, my bad. But I told him.
It's good.
I told him that, and I told him everything, which was
all this secret stuff. Don't say that name. Don't call no name. Don't call no name. And they talking about if the roles were reversed. Man, please.
go to plan. We were leaving a little bit earlier than
They'd have locked the judge up if the roles were the other way around.
and them. I was gonna try to have a spot saved out. And Nolan calls me at 11 o'clock. I missed his phone call. He called me twice. I missed both of them. I saw Wyatt and Nolan on the boat. They pulled right in front of our boat, and they were screaming. I turned my head and I was like, yo, there's a spot over there, where they end up anchoring out. I helped them set their stern anchor. From the time they showed up until now, going back to it, 20 minutes before they left, I was with them. That's who I was with.
20 minutes before they left, but yet he tells you later he left first. See what I'm saying? This is not this hard. I mean, goodness gracious almighty, how old are the people? You don't have no kids, nieces and nephews, coached anything? You heard him. You heard what he said earlier.
I missed his phone call. He called me twice. I missed both of them. I saw Wyatt and Nolan on the boat. They pulled right in front of our boat, and they were screaming. I turned my head and I was like, yo, there's a spot over there, where they end up anchoring out. I helped them set their stern anchor. From the time they showed up until now, going back to it, 20 minutes before they left, I was with them. That's who I was with. I spent all day with them.
Do I need to say any more? He's lying. I'll tell him to his face. He could pop tart whatever.
Minus the morning time before they got out there, but from the time they got out there to the time they went back in, I was with them. Those are my friends, man. Those are my guys.
Yeah, I want to get a few more details.
I'm sorry about that.
Yeah. Even he had to scratch his head. Okay. Okay. That's all I'm gonna say.
I know that. Yeah, go ahead. I know that you were all over the news because there was a perceived fight. People, this is the thing that gets me, and I want to clarify this. When I saw the video that they put out on the internet claiming that Nolan was saying, "Give me my effing phone back." The coach.
So he did say it. I'm glad I didn't stop. Give me my effing phone back.
Nolan's coach came out and said immediately he knew it wasn't Nolan's voice. And obviously it wasn't Nolan's voice because you were the one that was
me yelling,
in there yelling. You got into an altercation.
But he never tells you. Yeah, I was telling them to give me my effing phone back. And I'm not finna help him. There's something it's too late now. Hey, boy, you better not. It'll be an inconsistent statement over here in this courtroom. We charge on that. He never tells. He just says, yeah, that was me yelling. And that's it. Everybody across this nation, possibly across the world that's following this is what they hung their hat on. That can't be Nolan because he said that's him yelling. Ain't that better?
With somebody. What happened after that? Like, put me in your place where the fight is over, whatever happened. Nolan is somewhere, you're somewhere, you're hanging out, and when was the last time that you saw Nolan before you left Horn Island?
So, after the fight.
So now even Brandon Tatum comes up and like, yo, when's the last time you seen Nolan before you left? Because he tells you later on he left first.
I didn't stay on Horn Island.
Javon confirms that.
Much longer. So the objective.
See?
I was really upset. So with you here,
a place where the fight is over, whatever happened. Nolan is somewhere, you're somewhere, you're hanging out, and when was the last time that you saw Nolan before you left Horn Island?
So after the fight, I didn't stay on Horror Island much longer. So the objective,
He didn't stay on Horn Island much longer. I had no music when I came in. I'm not having any music going out. I don't feel like playing no music. I want somebody to get tagged, find her email, whatever. Share this with Christine and Elmo, Ben Crump, Brandon Tatum, TMZ, The Lemon, Rolling Stone, ABC. Tell them I'll take this up. I'm a little itty bitty 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 itty little itty bitty 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 little thing. Don't never say. That's the whole thing. They never say. He never even mentions out of his mouth who had his effing phone. That's supposed to be a direct, exact quote that he don't even quote his own words. Brandon Tatum just did. He asked him. I give that to Brandon Tatum. With his Mr. Potato Head looking so. Brandon Tatum couldn't do nothing with me. Nothing. Nothing. I'll talk to him like he my son. Sit, son. Calm down. Relax. This boy right here, he's lying. The momentum was going. We was hot on the trail. It's always been about Nolan's phone. Waiting to get the phone dumped. Waiting to see if the phone movement matches the boat movement. The data from the boat. Remember? I put that out there enough. That's out there. Even if it's nothing but most people's comments. Wouldn't Nolan's mother know her son's voice better than his coach? Absolutely. And even she was honest. Under the pressure, she didn't say yes. She could have said yes and really tilt the scales. She didn't do that. She told the truth. I don't know. I'm talking about we in the hot moment. Her son's body remains are being shipped halfway across the country and back. They're taking parts out, sending half parts, no notes. It was disrespectful for all what it looks like that kid gave Ocean Springs. This boy right here is lying. We not getting off that subject. This boy ain't never, from that day of the 4th of July to this very day, he's never said the words, "Give me my effing phone," out his mouth. Because if he would have, and that was him, the whole storyline would have been about that. Instead, I done dropped the lid off my girl's cup. I dropped the whole cup. She's yakking at me about buying her another cup. I want a beer. Dude don't like the way I'm talking to my girl. So everybody gets checked. He go upside my nugget. I go upside his nugget. Still, no, give me my effing phone. None. It's not in there. And ladies and gentlemen, that's all I have. Get this over to Christina. Call TMZ and tell them, ABC, Rolling Stone, every last one of them that interviewed them, Tell them. If they get disrespected, you'll understand. Somebody's moving some pieces behind the scene. And like he said, Ocean Spring gonna look out for Ocean Spring. You know that to be true. I know y'all done heard that barber. I'm gonna double back to him. He may really see it that way. Some of it I kind of understand what he's saying. I understand. But yet again, you not understanding the power structure. Isn't that crazy? A little town sitting off the old Gulf Coast here reached all the way and made the governor come out. You know that what happened in the Medgar Eggers case, the very first one trial. The governor walked in. And your voters, they're going to hear what they want to hear, see what they want to see. At the same time, they're going to be pointing the finger. But at the same time, they're going to have 3 pointing back at them. Tristan, you're a liar. That was not you. You've never said that. Who had your phone and why and what? You're a little slow because there was a moment you could have had drifted that in. You could have had merged it in to your lie. And then, maybe then, I'm not saying it would have, maybe then it would have went over my head. But you didn't. And because you didn't, the truth is, I'm on your ass. Intellectually. Make sure you tell them that. Intellectually, I'm on your ass. Because you're a liar. And you killed the momentum. And I want to know why. I want to know who called you up when that video was taking up the momentum. We was able to work with something. And then you came in and told a lie that changed the game. And all those other people already mentioned, they all bought it. Not one time did they ever ask you, who was you talking to? Who had your phone? Why did they have your phone? And did you ever get your phone back? That's all I have. I'm out of here. I'm ticked off. Peace.